Hi, in this slide, it's kind of back to basics. If I asked somebody explain to me this line item net profit story, what's going on, and you know, a sales rep or anybody would say, "Oh, um, what we do is we can when we try to grapple with this issue of what does it cost to serve a customer." What does it cost to pick an item in the warehouse, pick a whole invoice in the warehouse, process a whole invoice through inside sales, warehouse, truck, trade credit, and so forth? We can look at things from different levels. We can look at the gross margin dollar um, per line item and realize that the if we have uh, this whole warehouse and all the costs of the warehouse have to exist and have to be done before we can actually pick something. So I guess we have the warehouse to pick stuff. We can take the total warehouse costs and we can divide it by all the picks and we come up with some cost per pick. And if the gross margin dollar isn't greater than the cost to pick, we're going to actually lose money on that line item. We may say, well, we want to allocate between picks and the volume that is in the sale type of thing. So there are a couple little ways you can tweak that. But we'd like to be able to get to this kind of level of detail. Well, right now, because of financial management, we could take total gross margin dollars and we could divide from the warehouse divided by all the line items. We come with an average of this. We could take total transactions, come with an average of this, and we know gross margin percent, but we don't know the specific cost to do serve on a given individual line event. So how do we get to that level? Um, and the idea is that, all right, if we create a cost to serve model that follows every little scenario from supplier all the way through to our customers, and we capture that data on every line item event. So let's say a given item in the warehouse had 142 picks in a year, and each line item we could say, oh, well, a lot of them were the same. There was a common scenario, but some of them took a little bit different scenario. Some was picked up at the counter has a different scenario than something got delivered on a truck that has a different scenario than if somebody paid cash as opposed to credit card as opposed to whatever. Or some items, because we get rebates in the back end, they're actually going to have a little fatter margin dollar than what it seems to be reported in the financial statements. And that seems complicated, and it is in a way, but that's all right. We can outsource that to somebody. That's all they do all day long for people like us. So if we can do that and get to the net profit or loss on every line item scenario event, that's what we call quantum profit data. In other words, we can't get any smaller indivisible unit of profit and loss than that a specific scenario on a specific line item event. Then we can take that stuff and we can sum it up. So if an item had 147 picks, we'll add up all 147 items, line item events, and say, did we actually make money this year anyway on that item the way it was sold and picked? Yes or no, and how much? And we can rank it from high to low. We can take items and put them in categories of product, and look at profitability of categories. We can take a supplier who we bought 37 items from and add up all the pluses and losses on those items and get a grand total for the supplier. And then we've in the past we've seen where suppliers who are losers actually make small little bits and pieces. We could take 2.4 line items we have per invoice and add them up and say on a given invoice, did we make money? Well, a customer had 100 invoices. Let's go take all those invoices and add them all up, and that's how we come up with profitability for a customer. So they're additive, and we can do it by product centric or we can do it by customer centric. Do we make money in the niche of customers? Do we make on the customers in a given sales territory? And then once we have that, we can do the ranking reports, but that says, super winners, super losers, but they're symptoms. What are the root causes of the winners and losers? And that sort of then takes us on a journey, a set of dominoes knocking down. And we have to understand the whole journey and the reports we need to support the journey on a real-time, everyday, proactive, preventative, let's go get it, create new solutions basis. So that's the the idea behind how to create line item net profit or quantum profit data and then roll it up in different ways. End of that little review. Thank you.